Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the Driveway Podcast. I say it a lot, but this is a very special episode. If you're watching the video, you see Dave is in studio.
I'm here.
Dave is here.
Guys.
All four of us are in the studio for the first time since the beginning.
He's always taller than I remember.
He's so tall,
Yeah,
right?
I get that
He's
a lot.
so tall. How would I?
You know?
6'2"?
Well, it depends on who you're asking.
Whoa.
Yeah,
He's
my
got
doctor
those-
will tell you I'm 6'1", but you know.
Well, do you say that's high or low?
Do you have a special pair of Timberland boots that you like to
I'm
wear?
like Tom Cruise. I wear lifts.
Yeah.
Just we're out in LA. Everyone's got to overextend themselves.
Yeah, the image matters.
Yeah.
Less
right.
here.
Yep. But good to be in person. It's good to see you guys. It's not as cold as it usually is in here.
Oh,
The last
We got
spring
more
when we
bodies.
started this podcast, my goodness. Yeah, it's only mildly frigid. So thank you for this. California guy, you warmed it up a little bit.
Well, you're wearing a sweater. You were prepared
Yeah,
for the
I'm
cold.
only wearing one layer. I have, you can't
You have
see
more
it.
to
I
go.
have like a pile of coats just in case we get cold throughout the episode. I'm going to start pulling on. But
It's
I'm ready.
only going to get warmer, I promise.
There we go.
That's what happens when you get the four of us talking.
Yes.
But yeah, this is exciting. It's nice. I can look across the table and actually look in your eyes. Normally it's down here, but now you're here. I love that.
who else is here?
Well, we also have Natalie.
That's some maternity.
To my left.
Hello.
And then across the table is, my colleague,
I live here.
my not quite equal, meaning you're better than me. I'm less your equal. This is Matt
Is
Smith.
that? I hope you don't think.
Wait,
it
he's
that
digging.
way.
He's digging right now.
Yeah.
I got stuck in my intro, but we're happy to have all of us here.
Really,
Yeah, this is fun.
My dream is just to have a row of podcast studios, and instead of being on one podcast, I'll just pop in to different ones. But we need to expand. Right now, we only have one, so I just sleep in the back
For now, we might be building an empire.
We'll
though.
branch out. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an empire. Yep.
so
we'll have spin-off.
The CarGurus Podcast Network.
We'll each
So-
have our own that we're hosting.
Got
Yeah,
one
yeah,
on
yeah.
cars,
Yep. Yeah.
trucks.
Yeah.
No motorcycles.
No.
Nope.
Moto Compactos, though.
Moto
right?
Compactos.
Can
Yeah.
you do those? Natalie will host that one.
Actually, motorcycle gurus.
Oh, yeah. You do the motorcycle one, too.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Natalie
Let's
is,
do it.
as we know, is the best of us. So this episode,
close.
we have titled an Automotive Hodgepodge. We're just talking about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the
There's a
four
lot
of us are
going on.
together. We can just chat. The first thing I want to start, Matt works on our pre-pro documents. The target audience for this is fans of the pod.
Yeah.
And that brings up a good,
Hi, Mom and Dad.
How many of you are there?
yeah, let us know.
Tons.
But Matt started to tell a story that I said, save it, because I
Oh,
want to hear
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Matt, tell, what were you about to tell
I'm
us
skeptical.
beforehand?
I wanna
met a
hear
fan.
this.
You met a fan. That's crazy.
Well, a fan approached you.
I was recognized on public transportation. I wasn't even in a car.
Yeah,
I was
the
on
irony.
the T.
How old was this person?
I'd say probably mid-20s.
Okay.
You know,
Hey.
a very valuable age
That's
demographic.
that's a good
Yeah,
target.
definitely
I mean,
the target market that
All ages are
we're
valuable.
going,
But go on.
we're going to. We've got a long lifetime of shopping
man.
left
That's true.
for this person.
So
He said, "Are you on the CarGurus podcast?"
Wow.
look at that.
And I said, "Yeah." Wow, look at this. And then I put my headphones back in, but I thought, I
called
thought to myself
security
for a
and I got
moment,
off the train.
I have a story for another time, but I had this wonderful interaction with my dear Hollywood actor friend Tate Donovan on an airplane once. And
It's been at least a year since I heard this story.
Has it really?
Tate was so polite and friendly
been
and
on
nice to me.
For
that
those of
I
us
had
that don't
these-
know, who is Tate Donovan?
he was the voice of Hercules. He was also on Friends in the 90s.
But what's the big
He
one?
dated Jennifer Aniston
He was
Wait, in real life or
Yes.
just the show?
in real life.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
IRL.
and in the show. I
I
think.
know
Yes.
you did in the
Yeah.
show.
Joshua. in the
He
show.
was. So when I saw him, I said, "What's crazy is that the last time I was on a plane, I was watching Argo, which is a movie he was in.
Yeah.
And
he's in
now I'm on a plane and I'm sitting next to Tate Donovan, and he said, "I'm amazed you recognize me. That movie was a long time ago." It was like
No, it's
10
not.
years
Yeah.
ago.
The thing you're maybe most famous for was 30 years ago.
Yeah. I'd put Hercules. Anyways,
I
No
put him
one
as
knows
the OC,
Hercules.
right? He's the OC.
he was on the OC.
That's my
Yeah.
touch point for Tate.
Um,
Mr. Donovan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, before we get sidetracked, Tate was very friendly to me. So as I was putting the headphones back in, I thought, no, come on, Matt. You met a fan.
This is the only time
Take
you're
the
ever
head-
going to get
Take
recognized.
the headphones out.
Lean into it.
and I said, I can't remember what I asked him, but it became very clear that this person worked for CarGurus. But you know what, John, it was terrific meeting you out on the tee. I hope things are doing well.
Yeah,
Slack
was it
me
like our
anytime.
CEO? Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Wait.
Which
so I
for
wanna-
context, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
But for context, the they play episodes of this podcast.
That's where I was
in
going.
all of like the snack areas on giant TVs.
Yeah.
So people don't know me in this building because I live in California.
Yeah.
But now, every now and then, you get this look like when I walk in the building, they're like, "Oh, I see your face way too big when I'm trying to grab a Snapple."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I think,
that's probably how you.
I think the big takeaway here is to our fans: if you see us, say hello.
Yeah, we're just real people.
Yeah, we will take our headphones out.
Yeah.
and we will.
You want
polite.
pictures with your kids? Whatever, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Signatures.
Should we start
we'll
carrying
sign stuff.
stickers around? I was on a plane with our friend Tom Collette of Tedward.
Yeah.
And he had stickers for fans.
It wasn't
And
his first time being
people
approached.
recognized
Tom's
him.
pro.
Really?
He's not. It's like POV videos, and people still recognized him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on being noticed.
Thank you. Yeah, John, come by my desk anytime.
John,
you
come
get
say
a
hi.
sticker.
Yeah, we'll find you a
We'll
sticker.
get you-
Should we get some driveway merch?
Let's get some stickers.
Ooh.
We'll
Yeah.
start with stickers. Those are pretty low.
What's the budget?
I'm
Do we
down
have-
with merch.
How much money do you have
does
on
the
you?
podcast have a budget?
Okay, so that was Matt's story that I was more excited for, and then it turned out
Yeah.
to be a little lesser than. But
Maybe
it's
just
still
don't
fun.
tell people the end. Just leave it.
Yeah, I was primed to use the applause button, and then I had to
No,
switch to
no.
the sad trombone. So, okay.
But if you are on a budget,
Hey, this is king of the segues here. So we're just talking about a bunch of news today. One of the first items on the docket outside of Matt's experience is the Toyota Corolla Cross. Got
refreshed.
a mid-cycle refresh. We love a mid-cycle refresh here at the driveway. That's too much.
That's a
We're
lot
gonna turn
of.
that down.
It's a Corolla. Let's ease up on the
well,
applause.
it's a Corolla
Corolla
Cross.
Corolla Cross. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So
Little background
so
on this.
what do we
car.
think? Yeah, go take it away.
The Toyota Corolla Cross is not a Toyota Corolla.
It's
Correct.
correct.
That's right.
Correct.
It's an SUV. So for everybody
crossover.
out there who was
Crossover.
saying
It's in the
a
name.
it's crossover. Oh wow, guys, very well done.
Read.
I suppose if anybody is thinking about a inexpensive Toyota but doesn't want a sedan, this is kind of where they start.
Which is funny because I haven't thought about the Toyota Corolla Cross for years. So this is a good refresher that it exists.
Since
Nothing
maybe
against it,
2022.
It's such a it's an appliance. It's like it will do exactly what you need it to do and no more. And I don't mean that as a bad thing, but it's just
It works
I'm like,
in
oh
a-
yeah, they still make that.
It works
Cool.
in a big segment, and
Yeah.
it's almost like it's leaning into anonymity.
Yeah,
Just
which
an
many
interesting
people
sales
actually
tactic.
want.
Yeah.
People are like, I just need to get around. I don't care.
Do you like it?
Sure. I don't. I mean,
He doesn't dislike it.
Again, I literally haven't thought about it. Yeah. Well, I mean, put it into context. What are some of its key competitors?
Mazda CX-30.
Okay.
Oh, actually, let's do this.
Oh, okay.
I'll say the competitor, and you say.
Is this
We'll go around.
Are we doing who would you
And-
rather?
Yeah, and you say yeah. Which one would
Which
you
would
buy?
you- which would you
Mazda
rather?
CX-30.
Or the Corolla Cross? Probably the Mazda.
Okay.
More
Honda
fun.
HRV.
More refinement.
Honda.
Yeah.
Great space inside. Those things are
Hyundai
incredible.
I
Kona.
love the HRV. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Daytona. Probably the Corolla Cross.
Okay. All right. So.
Oh for 3. How about you?
No. He's
No,
the Corolla
yeah.
I chose
Cross.
Corolla Cross.
I got-
Sorry.
I got 1 for 3 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the Kia version?
That's the
Niro.
Kona. Or not?
No,
sorry,
no,
not
that's
the
a
Kona.
Hyundai. I
Is it
mean,
the
so
Niro,
that's-
right?
so the Seltos.
Oh,
That's a little bit
they've got
better
two.
there.
They've got
Yeah.
like the Niro and the Seltos.
The Niro,
would both
right,
be.
right.
I think I would probably take the Corolla Cross over.
What
the
about, did you say
Seltos.
Kicks? The Nissan Kicks?
Oh, I kind of like the new Nissan Kicks.
Okay. So
I think
Corolla's
that's- but I'm going on like
striking out.
styling and yeah. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it's the
So what did they
anonymity,
do to
I
it?
think.
What's new? What's in the refresh? What?
Well, I've
Clearly
got my
they've got
notes
their
here.
work to do for them.
It comes in hybrid and all gas. Honestly, that's probably one of its bigger selling points. Is it is available as an all-wheel drive.
I was going to ask
hybrid.
all-wheel drive.
Yep.
All-wheel drive hybrid
It's,
is
it's
a
a
great.
standard all-wheel drive hybrid.
Yes. Well, the hybrid is standard with all-wheel drive.
Right.
The gas model standard with front-wheel drive.
But that's a nice combination that I think a lot of buyers like is hybrid and all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You have your cake and eat it too.
And honestly, I would only consider the hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
I tested a gas one probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I found it to be like the most lukewarm vehicle I've ever driven. Dave, to your point, like that might be what they're going for.
Yeah.
But
So
It's
pricing,
a crowd pleaser.
I'm looking at pricing. So the front-wheel drive starts at 26,
With destinations 26,560
and then
for the base trim gas front wheel drive.
so all-wheel drive hybrid is then
30,445.
So it's a you're paying a premium for that hybrid and that all-wheel drive.
for sure.
And so Mark Takahashi did the written and video review, which you can check out right now. he mentioned in his like talking about fuel economy, which the gas front wheel drive gets 32 combined, all wheel drive gets 30 combined, and the hybrid gets 42 combined. He mentioned that'll save you about $400 a year based on gas where he is. Yeah. So that'll change based on where you are. But that's not a huge savings.
We see this a lot. So hybrids are more appealing, but because they have that price premium, you really have to drive a lot or for a very long time in order to recoup the savings.
I think he said it was like an 8-year recoup. I don't know if maybe it was 7. But it was higher than I thought it would be.
But that's pretty standard. Yeah. I think that's roughly the same as the delta on like an Accord hybrid versus a regular Accord. It's why I bought a regular Accord instead of a Accord hybrid, because I put
I think
3,000 miles a year on it.
Yeah, let's debate.
I don't know if that's true.
Dave, take Matt on.
I don't have the math. I know. I'm sure I could look up models. I think there are instances of models where the hybrid version is not that much more. And I don't know if it's always people are sitting there with a calculator making sure they make that money up in gas savings. To this point of like people who have $30,000 to spend on the Corolla Cross, they're like, great, I get a hybrid and all-wheel drive. Yeah. And usually the hybrid version comes with more amenities, so people are like, it's not just a gas savings calculus.
The base hybrid is already higher than
more. I get different wheels, or I get different trim. They're all in on like the slightly higher trim, and it happens to be a hybrid.
Yeah, and the hybrid normally gives you more power too.
Yeah,
so
the powertrain can be different.
Yes,
right. It can be better.
Yeah,
the hybrid here is just a better car.
Yeah, the gas is 169 horsepower. The hybrid is 196.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so you're getting
almost 30 horsepower.
You're getting almost 30 horsepower more,
which is a lot on a car that's small. Like that's nice
for sure.
He does say so. I think Mark, so every once in a while, will be editing a written review, and I'll see something they're being like, "Are you talking to me?" like I'm going to read this. So Mark is talking about the acceleration in this vehicle, the hybrid, which he tested. It's not blazing fast. He says 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds, which is probably mid pack. But he describes the engine note on acceleration. So the hybrid uses a 2-motor system instead of a regular CVT. And the way he frames it is, when accelerating, neither shifts in the way a conventional transmission would. Instead, the engine hangs at an elevated speed, emitting a loud and constant cow-like groan.
Cow?
Can we hear what you think a cow-like groan is?
Can we just change that to bovine groan, though?
That would be better.
Wait, sorry, why? What's the difference?
I really like cows.
Okay.
And people who
you got to go on a drive with Matt.
People who have driven with me, particularly in like Texas,
do you like
or
pull
Northern
over
California.
When you see one?
Yes, I do.
Oh gosh, every time.
I find them.
It's whimsical.
They offer a level of zen that I'm chasing at this point in my life.
I mean, I grew up working on a dairy farm. That's true.
Yeah,
they're chill.
You know what life is like at home? I get home at 6, and it's just go until the 1.5-year-old.
And you only have one kid. God, if you add another to that, buckle up, buddy.
I'm gonna have to get a cow if I get a second kid.
Like a therapy cow?
Yeah, just go back out into the back
and
40.
Just pet it. Yeah. Give it a salt lick and just pet it. Yeah. Just,
The fact that Dave knows you give a cow a salt lick.
Oh, they'll never leave. They'll be your best friend. Most animals that give a salt lick, you live on a farm, they'll be your best friend.
What is a salt lick?
It's a roll of salt.
Like.
Okay.
And animals love to lick it. They'll sit there all day.
Let's try
it. It's like,
next episode, we'll get some salt licks.
It sounds delightful. It's like when you get a bag of like Cheez-Its, and at the bottom of the bag is like just like the salt, and it's delicious. Yeah. I mean, I think it's like our reptilian brain. Animals love it too.
Would you like just share the salt lick with the cow?
We're together.
Yeah. It's a little lady, it's a lady at the tramp situation.
Deliver cows being birthed. Yeah, cows are very zen. I mean, to your point. But anyway, how do we even get on cows?
Well, this
My
is
God, we're talking about
cow
Toyotas.
The cow lake.
Yeah.
Remember, the topic audience is fans of the pod, so
this
is what they're here for.
They're enjoying this.
Both of them are enjoying this.
What else do you think of when you think of Toyota Corolla Cross?
Right. So anyway, did Mark like it? Give me
I'd say he did. It kind of ties into what we were saying earlier, where this car competes in a very competitive segment.
Yes.
And Toyota leans into the things that interest shoppers of Toyotas, reliability, safety, etc. Mm-hmm. So his verdict on it's not very exciting to drive, but the Corolla Cross delivers on comfort, safety, and ease of use, which is Toyota most buyers want.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's good.
Yeah. But if you're interested at all, go over to the YouTube channel, watch his video, go over to cargurus.com/research, read his review, and leave a comment and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Anything else on Corolla Cross? Probably not.
I think that's the most anyone can talk about the Corolla Cross.
We are moving on
to
the next topic of discussion. It's news from Hyundai.
Yeah, this one's cool. As a truck guy,
the small pickup truck segment,
mid-size.
They already have the small.
The less than full size pickup truck segment.
Good save.
Is heating up.
Yeah, Hyundai is
getting a little interesting.
Seeing an opportunity here. So Hyundai has announced that they will do a body-on-frame mid-size pickup truck, I think by 2030. So this is big news because this would be a direct competitor to the Toyota Tacoma, to the Chevy Colorado, Nissan Frontier, GMC Canyon.
Ford Ranger.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Ford. Ford Ranger's a big one. Maybe the Honda Ridgeline.
Although big difference between this and the Ridgeline.
Yes, because
Remember,
this is body on frame. So this is unlike the Hyundai Santa Cruz, which they basically just lopped the back off their Tucson,
Tucson,
and then put a little bed. This is all new platforms. This is a true truck hardcore platform. So that costs money to develop.
Yeah.
Most of the, even Honda has abstained from putting going down that road because it's untold millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to develop a totally new body on frame platform. You also these days you can't just do that and just make a truck, right? The money you have to sell these in volume to justify a new platform. So there's also talk of Hyundai may do a body on frame SUV as well. That's pretty cool. As sort of, if you look at the volumes that Toyota Tacoma, if you go to California, there are Toyota Tacomas bloody everywhere. Those things it's insane the volume that they sell out there. And I think Hyundai is seeing, okay,
there's a market.
A market like California is very appealing to us. We have a lot of name equity there. You can do a truck. And don't discount Hyundai. When they come out with a new product, they're going to put a lot of research, a lot of development dollars into it to get this right. So pretty cool. And it's for the U.S. market, which is also cool because I think that's one reason the trucks do so well is they are authentic to our market. The Toyota Tacoma is not something that they are building for South America and then trying to, cram down our throats here. It's by Americans for Americans, and buyers are receptive to that. So this Hyundai is going to be sort of in the same vein. It'll be true to our market. I think it could do really well. I'm excited.
Yeah, the big questions I have are where will it be assembled? I was doing a quick perusal. It's not in their initial press release. I don't think we know that answer yet.
Right.
And it's a
I think
big
it has to
question
be assembled in the U.S.
because of the 25%.
The chicken tax. Yes, is that trucks are taxed if they are not assembled in the U.S.
And it's 25%?
25%.
Yeah, like prohibitively high.
And that's not part of this recent thing of tariffs.
No, the chicken tax has been around since, it's been around forever.
Well, not forever, but like 70s, I think.
That's
60s,
70s. That's forever.
Yeah, that's forever.
Decades before I was born is forever. Yeah, no one here was even a gleam in our parents' eye. So, yes, it will almost certainly need to be built here.
Yep. And, I mean, you mentioned Honda. Honda makes great cars, but they do tend to have a more conservative approach when it comes to breaking into new markets. Hyundai and Kia, for that matter, it feels like for the last 20 years, they've just been knocking on the door of each of these segments and saying, well, I think we can make something better than a Camry.
To wit,
well, I think
the
we can make
Hyundai Palisade.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike came in and reinvented that segment of that's the benchmark now.
So, I mean, I think the Tacoma is probably... it's in its weakest position in years because of the price and the shift in powertrains. I think there's an opening there for conquest for Hyundai. Nissan hasn't really found its footing in 10 years, 20 years with the Frontier, although
even though everyone seems to like it.
Yeah, we all like the
Frontier.
Old
like it, but we like,
you guys like it? The commenters seem to love when we do Frontier content.
Right.
But it seems like Tacoma is still the one that people buy.
Yeah.
No, it's automakers have clearly rediscovered mid-sized trucks because I remember when it was the previous generation Ford F-150 came out and they were not making the Ranger. And everyone was asking, well, like your full-size truck keeps getting more expensive. Why not, bigger? Why not make something smaller? And Ford's contention was, the F-150 can suit buyers of all needs. And
which I agree with, by the way.
Oh, I don't. And clearly they changed their mind and not only brought back the Ranger, but they brought it back briefly and it was an Australian market model, and they sort of retrofitted for the U.S. And then this new generation that you can buy today, they clearly put a lot of effort into. There's good volumes. These are profitable vehicles because trucks are profitable. If you think of a body on frame, to build it and assemble it is not a complicated process.
Well, so
then you can charge $55,000 for a mid-sized truck. That's a lot of profit margin. So Hyundai's not dumb. They're seeing green here. This isn't just because they like trucks.
It is a situation though. I can't see where they would be using this platform elsewhere.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, because like the Honda Ridgeline is the Honda Ridgeline because you strip the metal off of it and it's a Pilot.
Yeah, well, that's the same
Odyssey.
platform. That's the Acura MDX. That's the Odyssey. That's the
Yeah.
Pilot. That's it's a Passport too, right? Well, that's why I was saying it's not surprising that Hyundai will likely also do an SUV on this body on frame.
Yeah.
And if you're like this, it's legit. Like I think that's always a knock against the Ridgeline, as comfortable as it is. The hardcore truck guys,
Ridgeline.
yeah, right, because you're a pragmatist.
Well, and you're right because my dad bought a Ridgeline. He wanted a Silverado.
My dad
and
actually might buy a Ridgeline. He's like circling one right now.
I like the Silverado 1500. I think it's incredibly capable, good to drive. This is not a knock against the Silverado, but my dad has crossed 70. And I was like, what do you don't need, you want a full-size pickup truck. And I sold him on a Ridgeline and he loves it, but he lives up in New Hampshire and all of his truck guy friends make fun of him.
It doesn't have truck street cred.
Yeah.
And I think this is a move by Hyundai of like, rather than sort of making a bigger Santa Cruz, right? That's still a unibody. They're going all in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that gives them legitimacy in the eyes of truck buyers, so it makes it easier to cannibalize from a Chevy Colorado owner or a Tacoma owner to say, hey, we're just as legit as that truck.
We have nothing to answer this, but do we think it, like, because the Santa Cruz doesn't look like any other trucks. Right. It kind of has that SAV
Looks like all the other Hyundais, though.
Yeah. Do we think this is going to try to look like a Hyundai?
No.
Or do you think it's going to try to look like a pickup
It's
truck?
going to look like a truck. Wow.
Do you think they'll go down the off-road route with
I'm
this?
sure there'll be an off-road version.
You know there's going to be an XRT.
No, or like
the XRT.
Or they'll even I can see them
XRT
coming out with like
Pro.
like an XRT like XRT right now is like kind of lukewarm. Yeah, this is like we're gonna do like a real version. XRT Pro actually very like I could totally see that happen.
I feel like there's a set of letters in the automotive industry that you can use to mean like this one means business. We've got the Type R, we've got the S.
Well,
you would never have like the XRT Q.
Right. Well, you put Pro in. I mean, look, we're all on like
BBs.
MacBook Pros. You put Pro in the end of something, it means business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is going to be cool. I think they go very traditional truck.
Okay.
I think for these buyers, and again, going back to the Ridgeline, that's where I think they've had some trouble conquesting truck folks because it looks like an SUV or a crossover with a bed. So does the Santa Cruz. If they want to be taken seriously, this is going to be a very squared off truck.
And this is what, by 2030?
2030. Yeah.
Not that far away.
Yeah.
That's
Closer than you think.
It's going to be closer than you think. Yeah.
I'll say
cool.
smaller than full-size trucks. It's an exciting time. Yeah. Not that we need to talk about Slate, but we got the Slate truck. We have Ford's.
There it is. Who's got
Ford's
their bingo
electric
card?
truck. I'm just saying,
an episode and Slate came up.
There's a lot of smaller than full-size trucks on the horizon. So
Did you want to talk about Slate?
I always want to talk about Slate.
Clearly.
All right, so no Slate talk today. But that was Hyundai's new pickup truck. Next, we're going to talk about what we've been driving. What's been in our driveways.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
really
Matt's
excited to
Matt
address
kind of
this
wins
one.
this one.
All right, you know what?
I mean, I don't have to go first.
You have the most interesting
But this is going to be one of these like where someone asks a question, not because they care about hearing your answer, but they just want to tell you theirs. So
yeah, plus
we know you want to go first for good reason.
3 out of the 4 people at this table have driven this car. So
cool. Thanks, guys.
well,
I've driven Porsches before.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Wait, are you talking about the Hyundai Kona?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had the Hyundai Kona.
You love it.
It's a nice car.
Get out of here.
It's a really nice car. Driving around town.
You're wasting our time.
Very anonymous.
Talk about the Porsche, Matt.
They
Matt
gave
had a
me
Porsche.
They didn't give it to me. I tried to just keep it. Elliot will attest to this. We were driving it. We filmed
Wait, first just tell us what it is.
We filmed a 2025 Porsche 911 Carrera GTS Cabriolet.
Long name.
Long name. What color was the inside?
The inside was black.
Oh, I thought it was red.
No, it was a red top over white body.
Oh, your daughter's car seat was red.
My daughter's car seat is red.
Okay, I remember seeing red.
I
inside.
paid extra to make sure that she had a red car seat.
She's a fast baby.
She loves art, which is what my wife does, and cars. which is what I do.
You've done a great job.
We're just thriving. But no, it had,
Number
it
two
had
will
the,
hate everything about you.
Yeah, probably. It had the basalt. That's the word, basalt. BASALT.
Yeah.
Yeah, basalt. Anyways,
Salt
basalt
lick.
black interior.
Okay. You can just say black.
Yeah, it was black.
Okay.
Looked good. Very fitting.
What was
of
the sticker
car.
price on this car?
Ooh, 194,
Jeez.
785.
For a
I think.
Carrera 4?
No, GTS.
Oh, GTS.
So it
Okay,
has
okay.
what's notable is it has the T hybrid system. Which
200 grand.
yeah, and
Starting price though. What was starting
price was
Wow.
170 for you're making
There's
me
no
remember things that I
automaker-
memorized yesterday.
There's no automaker on the earth where starting price is less relevant than
Sure.
Porsche's
Well-
because they nickel and dime you. If you want a cigarette, what is it called? Cigarette
Lighter.
lighter. Yeah. $300.
Yeah.
I'm making that up. But like, if you want the crest painted a certain color, like everything is a la carte on a Porsche.
Yes, the red roof actually was, I think it was $230.
It's
Oh,
insane
worth
what
it,
they
though.
get.
Well, the
Worth
joke we made,
it.
the joke we made yesterday was the difference between starting price and as tested price was a Nissan Sentra.
Yeah. And you'll-
Well, just about. So to your point, God, I wrote down some of the bits on the seats. Anyways, the as tested price was $194,795, and the starting price for the GTS cab is $178,200. So not
So
quite,
not quite a Sentra.
Not quite a Sentra.
20 something grand in options
used.
actually isn't a lot for a Porsche of that caliber.
And it
They-
had one really cool feature that I had never heard of.
Ooh, what
That
was it?
the nose lift memory.
Oh yeah,
That was really neat.
where it
front
will,
axle.
It'll
Yeah.
remember the GPS coordinates of where you've used it and then
Yeah.
automatically deploy it next.
Yep.
I like that. That's
What did you say that was? Like $3,000, Matt?
yeah. It's not cheap. Nothing is
But it's
cheap.
that's so cool.
Right,
That's
because
so
then you
useful.
do it once, and not every time
Yeah.
you drive in your driveway, you don't
Yeah.
have to sit
Or
there
you
and-
go over a speed bump on the
Yeah.
Harborway, or
I'll tell you
There are
what.
neighborhoods in LA where they had to reconfigure the arc of the speed bumps because those neighborhoods, so many people owned Ferraris or Lamborghinis or Porsches that the speed bumps they initially put in were too aggressive.
yeah.
Ooh.
And everyone was scraping the crap out of their $300,000 car. That's an LA problem.
Wow.
Is when they are redesigning the speed bumps so your Ferrari will fit over it
Hey.
without you know, doing $10,000 of
Good for
damage.
property value.
It was
It was a goofy, yeah, it's kind of
Filming yesterday was, let's say, a challenge because
it's very stiff.
very stiff.
Oh.
So I was in the passenger seat filming Matt giving his driving commentary, and parts of it were unusable because our roads are actual trash.
Your roads are awful here.
Awful,
They're
but
bad
we-
in LA, but my
We
God.
hit some points that was like more aggressive than I remember.
Does it have the suspension settings? I mean, I know it was
does.
still
They
good.
were in soft. Yeah.
soft on that
I'm
car.
not blaming the Porsche. I'm blaming the
city
road.
of
The city of Boston
Yeah.
roads.
Yeah.
But
Slash
yeah, I had to
Brookline.
edit around some especially vicious parts
Yeah,
of
I,
bumping.
I looked up some of the details. So it had the club leather upholstery, adaptive sport seats, and ventilated seats. You have
Okay.
to pay extra for ventilated seats in your
Yeah.
$180,000.
Welcome to
Porsche.
buying a Porsche. Yeah.
And those three options together, which are literally just the seats,
Yeah.
$5,650.
Yeah.
However, the big news is the hybrid system. And when Porsche said, "Hey, we're going to put a hybrid in the 911," I think there were some people
There are always,
There are always some
who,
people.
who had what I like to call a conniption.
Yeah. Yep.
It's spectacular. I mean,
So
it
I
is
mean, we mentioned the hybrid Tacoma earlier.
How many horsepower? Give me
533.
Okay.
Yeah, 450 pound-feet of torque.
PDK.
It's a PDK. It's all PDK now. So for the GTS, you cannot, because of the T hybrid,
Do
you
the
can't get
sad
it with
trombone
a.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, they do still sell the 911T
Yes,
with
with a manual.
With a manual. That's kind of like the old school one if you want it.
Is the GTS all-wheel drive?
It is available with all-wheel drive.
Was yours?
Mine was rear wheel.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right. So we're staying pure. Okay.
Yeah, I love how I'm already
Staying
referring
pure.
to it as mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You embody the
I
Porsche
refer to
owner
it as
this
yours.
week.
It's yours.
It was
Sorry,
fabulous.
sorry, Calvin.
So obviously, they put great cars in our driveways pretty regularly, but normally, they put like a charger in your driveway. You're like, oh, people are gonna turn their head and look at this one.
Yeah.
Nothing. The 911, I was amazed because when you're driving, you feel pretty.
Special.
No, you feel
Oh.
like no, like they're almost a dime a dozen.
They're Porsches
People see
everywhere.
911s everywhere. And yet there was something about this one in my neighborhood. My neighbors would be like, "Oh, he made it." Like, look at him now.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Now mow the lawn.
It was very special. Very, very cool car. And Natalie, you drove it a little bit last night.
Did.
Oh, what'd you think? So, and not only, this was your first Porsche.
It was the first
Tell
time
us.
I've driven a Porsche. Yes, it was spectacular. I'm sure it was worth every penny. Absolutely.
Okay.
Had I $200,000, I would absolutely buy that.
I was going to ask. Okay, so, all right. That's
Preview of a future episode.
Yeah. Someone should tell
no,
Alex.
I'd probably try to get the manual. Alex was obviously with me and said,
Her husband.
I wouldn't buy this. I would get the manual.
So if
a
Alex
different
was
car,
with you,
though.
that means
Yes.
that you did not shoehorn John.
We did not
Yeah.
shoehorn our rear-facing infant car seat into the back. We left the baby home with my father-in-law.
As one should when there's a Porsche
Yeah.
Cabriolet.
Yeah.
My daughter loved it.
If only we could have been out longer.
Hang on, I want to hear that. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Matt sent a picture of his daughter being the most unimpressed human that's ever ridden in a Porsche. But she's
hair is
18 months old, right?
Yeah, just about.
But this is your first Porsche.
First Porsche.
All right.
Yep.
Put
Although
the top down.
Yes. Oh, of course.
It was a beautiful
Yes.
day here in Boston.
Yes,
yesterday.
it was evening by the time
Okay.
I, finished my meetings and got outside. But it was great.
Okay.
Now remember, my last press car before I went out on leave
That's
was
right.
the McLaren Artura Spider, also
so
a hybrid.
She's had a good run.
What was the sticker on the McLaren?
Like the 300.
Oh, I was hoping it was closer to the Porsche. I was going to do which would
it
you
was
choose?
more.
Okay.
It was more.
But
All right.
Dave, to your point, maybe this was on a previous
This was a
episode.
previous episode.
When you have $200,000 to $300,000 to
Right.
spend on a car, you don't choose.
The marketing guy
Yeah.
from Mercedes
Yeah.
AMG was describing one time, he was saying, we're not asking people to choose our car over a competitor's car. We're just asking that when you are considering adding yet another car to your 7-car garage to
Yeah.
include us. Yeah.
So
when
Natalie,
you get into that strata.
You have a McLaren, and now
Right.
you have a Porsche.
I have my $332,000. I just checked. McLaren.
Yeah, exactly. When you walk out to the 14 bay carriage house garage, which one would you grab the keys to?
Ooh. Honestly, probably the Porsche. I mean, the McLaren, I feel like just is so much more exotic looking, and
Okay.
it was surprisingly easy to drive, surprisingly easy to live with.
It's still stressful to drive, right?
Yeah,
Because of
it
the-
didn't have nose lift memory, so there's that. I was pressing that button a lot. It does have the nose lift, but the Porsche. I mean, that was just a beautiful driving experience. Both of them, I really liked, and my husband commented on how sort of mechanical everything was. Like,
Okay.
that you could
In a good
hear,
way.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you could hear the hybrid system. He was like, "Oh, the McLaren. It sounds like an RC car when you're in
Oh.
EV mode," and kind of liking that like honesty and like the realisticness, I guess, of it.
Okay.
But yeah, the Porsche was.
You seem smitten.
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
the smile. You're
I
like,
was,
yeah. Okay.
I started being like, what can we do to buy this? what do we have
Right?
to sell?
Exactly.
Just stop having kids would be a first start because they're expensive.
We're planning to put him to work. So
Yeah, all right, kiddo. Earn your keep.
let's get that modeling contract going.
Right.
He is very cute.
Objectively.
Yes.
It's funny. We were standing outside your house yesterday, and we turned the engine on and gave it a little rev, and he jumped. Like he was shocked and a little bit scared by it, but then I think he warmed up to it.
Yeah,
he knows what's good for him.
He's gonna have to grow up a car
Doesn't have
guy.
a
I mean,
choice.
the house,
Yeah.
The front axle lift system is $2,980.
worth it.
Worth every penny.
But that's
It's
the GTS
the fact that it
connected.
remembers the location.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's great.
So do you just did you test it? You like program the memory and then
yeah.
you just drive up and it automatically just starts.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
That seems like
That's
it
like
should be more than $3,000.
That's a first
Yeah,
world
actually.
problem.
That's
but I
so
love it.
mechanical and so particular that it feels like that's kind
and
of a buy
important,
or a
like
bargain.
saving you.
Yeah.
If you forget
Yeah.
to press it going into your driveway, you wind
Also,
up with the
I love the
LA
idea
problems.
that a press car has it, and so like it drives around all sorts of different neighborhoods.
Right.
And different
Yes.
people are
Usually
Like-
different
like,
neighborhoods
is
than
somebody,
Porsche owners.
Is somebody going to be driving this car outside of the Wegmans in Medford and be
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah. I wonder if you
Suddenly
could
the
go
nose
through all
went
the
up.
places where you've saved that and then see
Ooh.
like the
Yeah.
different like types of houses and neighborhoods
Ooh,
people have taken it to.
interesting data.
Yeah.
So we dropped off the 911 at Natalie's house last
Yeah.
night so it could get picked up this morning.
Oh wait, and drove away in the best car Elliot has ever driven.
That's right. That's right.
Which was
The joke Natalie said was, there's two cars here. One of them is the best car Elliot's driven, and the other one's a Porsche.
wait, what was all right for
It was a Honda Civic hybrid hatch.
yeah, you love
But
that car.
I just think it is such.
It's a great I mean nothing against
Yeah,
it. But
I'm
yeah,
not going to
it's
say
fu-
I'm not
you
going
are-
to say perfect, but it is a car. like we test cars, and I've been testing shorter than any of you, but every car you get in, there's things you like, and there's things like, oh, I would change this. And with the Civic hatch hybrid, there's nothing I would change except maybe the price. It's a little bit more than maybe it should be, but maybe
That's exactly how I felt about the Porsche.
Maybe it earns its price because I don't have any other feedback. I just think like when somebody says I want a car, if they want a sedan and they don't need a ton of space, the Civic hybrid's it's the answer. I got 43 miles to the gallon, which it's supposed to get 50.
That's phenomenal for
Elliot.
Elliot's driving. Car you're having fun driving.
Elliot's driving in Boston. I don't think I've ever seen over 40 on a hybrid, and this one got 43. Yeah. And I'm smitten.
You are.
I'm easy to please. I've said this before. I like a lot of things. New stuff makes me happy. This is like one of the most I could buy this cars. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good feeling when you get in a press car and you love it, and then you're like, I actually could buy this. Because most of the time we're in cars that are well outside what any of us are going to be buying ever.
Like a Porsche.
Like a $200,000 Porsche or a $300,000
Let's remain optimistic, guys.
Yeah. But it's nice to get in a car and be like, yeah, this is great, and this has a real world for me possibility.
Yeah, and we fit our 2 kids in the back.
Right.
My wife in the passenger seat was totally comfortable with the rear facing seat behind her.
Totally. No dog, though,
there you go.
No dog. Couldn't have fit the dog.
That
would be the third trombone. I gotta limit the trombone usage. But that's the Civic Hybrid. So maybe I'll talk about it again next week. We'll see.
Yeah, that's late. Okay.
Dave, what has been in your driveway?
Well, so I got a little bit of a tangent. Not in my driveway, in my parents' driveway.
Yeah.
So as you know, I'm here visiting New England. Yep. So I came out a few days early. Went up. My whole family lives in Burlington, Vermont area. My parents and then my sister and her husband and kids. Yeah. So I flew in there, and then to drive down to Boston last night, I rented a car. I love renting cars because we're all testing cars often. Yeah. And as you alluded to earlier, when we're given, or I think maybe it was you, when we're given press cars, they are the fully loaded version, right? Which is
often.
Almost always. And I get why automakers do that because there's usually features on it that they need to expose
want to put their
us
best
to.
foot forward.
Right. Then they want to put their best foot forward. But it's not always an accurate representation of that model that most people are going to buy, right? So I love rental cars because they are honest. It is like, this is the trim that many people are going to end up with in their driveway, and it's a nice perspective to get. So I was in, and another thing is mileage. We all drive press cars that have, at most, 7,000 miles on them. Usually it's like 1,000 to 5,000.
Welcome to New England, pal.
Oh, they in LA, you'll never see a press car with more than 10,000 miles in LA.
That's because the car goes to you in LA.
It comes to you later.
And then once it's done with the big cities, it comes to New England.
But it was interesting because this rental car had 20-some thousand miles on it. So it's also nice to see how a car is aged and get that perspective. So I got a Kia Sportage.
Nice.
2025. I think it was the base model, but it still had heated seats. It had wireless Apple CarPlay. It was very comfortable. It wasn't the hybrid, but I got, I think, 32 miles per gallon driving down. But at 20-some thousand miles on it, that car reinforced my appreciation and respect for Kias. That car was so solid and still so buttoned up, even 20-some thousand miles in. I'm like, this is a very well-made product. It was great. It was a 3-hour drive down from Vermont. Listened to Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. Big fan of that car and Kias. I was like, hats off to you guys.
It was a great football game too.
It was a great football game. Yeah, man. And I didn't care for either who won, but it was a very entertaining football game. So that was what I drove most recently. Before that, it was a Lexus LX 700H.
Oh, a little different.
Nah, $115,000. I've never seen a car so big on the outside with so little usable space on the inside. Like the cargo space on that, it had the third row.
Magic trick.
Yeah, you're like, where'd it all go? Like, it had the third row. So when the third row is folded, they're not folded into the floor. There's nowhere to go. Okay. It's a body on frame. Lovely to drive-ish. It just was not. When the alternative is a Range Rover, go with a Range Rover, man. And I say that hating reliability of Range Rovers.
I was just going to say, you say that as a reliability fan.
Lease the Range Rover and live near your dealer because you're going to take it there a lot for service. But like the driving, it just. If you gave me an LX, I would enjoy it, but there was no buyer for whom that was the best vehicle. If you want something big, there are better options. If you want something luxurious, there are better options. It got 13 miles per gallon, so the hybrid was like irrelevant. I was kind of bummed because I do think it could have been better.
Yeah.
Is it, of all the alphanumeric models out there, is it the one with the biggest number though? 700.
Yeah,
I can't think of one
most
with more.
expensive Lexus you can get. Yeah, on purpose.
Well, I mean, this has to be the best if it's got the biggest number.
Well, so anyway,
BMW 8 Series, but
Yeah, come on, Matt.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Well, that's 8, not 700.
Yeah.
If it was 800.
That's an 8.
well, it's 8,
Well, it's a different
835 or
segment,
whatever.
That's a very good point.
So
Very
yes,
astute.
it is. I don't love alphanumeric anymore.
Quickly, we don't have to go in. Is anybody getting something soon that they're excited about? Do you have any upcoming loans that you're pumped about? I don't know how far out you know.
By the time this publishes, you and I will have just driven the new Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid and the Subaru Forester Wilderness. Can't talk about them yet.
Can't do it.
But
we will.
We will have. Yeah, literally, we will have come back from Oregon where we're testing those cars.
We're heading there tomorrow.
Yeah, we're heading there tomorrow. We're coming back on Friday, which is 5 days before this podcast publishes. So there you go. A little.
Hey,
yeah.
Fans of the pod, we do it for you.
Flat circle.
We do it for you.
I'm checking my calendar. I don't have anything.
That's my goodness, that's your calendar.
That's my calendar. The Dodge Charger EV.
Out just looking at it.
Very interesting, polarizing vehicle. I think the 4-door.
Okay. 2026.
Have you driven it? You have a reaction. Talk to
I
me.
did.
I
thought it was, yes. I had it for a week. I mean, it's so cool looking. Like,
so this is the all electric.
Yep.
Okay.
The Daytona, right?
Was yours a 2-door or the 4-door?
2-door.
Okay.
That's a really long door.
It is a really long door. Yeah, it's kind of an odd.
I'm like trying to reach the seatbelt.
Right. So did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember now because that was before maternity leave. I liked it a lot. I just felt so cool driving it because it's so good looking. I felt like it looked like the old Challenger, like in a really good way, like a just really hot muscle car.
Yeah. Classic looks.
I think I had the Ioniq 5N right before it, though.
Oh, that's a fun lineup.
Yeah, so it was kind of like
it's a tough beat.
That is true.
Dodge.
Coming after anything coming after the Ioniq 5N,
and it just, I mean, it makes the noises.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I've heard a lot of.
Yeah.
Talk about. Some people are like, "This is cool." Others are like, "I don't know what Dodge was aiming for." You can't replicate or simulate anything similar to old school Dodges or even all of the Hemi and V8s and Scat Pack that they replaced.
They pipe in simulated noise.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Aggressively.
I'm assuming they
exterior,
pipe it out as
well. They pipe it out. That's what's sort of unique about this car. Yeah, they're piping it out, so there's a noise. You can turn it off. Right? The noise.
Yes.
You have to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard mixed.
I'm trying to find my notes.
Also, what was the sticker? They're like expensive.
Very expensive.
Ooh, I have that info.
I like a good gimmick. You know,
I don't.
like sometimes a bad gimmick I don't like, but I like a good gimmick. I like it if I can turn the gimmick on and off.
Yeah. Okay, have you driven?
Which
this
you
car?
I don't think I would like other people hearing the gimmick. Though.
Really?
I would definitely drive one of those around and turn it on, the noise piping in, and be like, "Oh, this is kind of fun." But if other people saw me doing that, I would be mortified.
What do you do like when you have a F-150 Raptor? Do you not turn the exhaust on the loudest possible?
But that's
you don't put it in Baja exhaust mode because I do.
Not in his driveway.
Not in the neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah.
I've done that with cars.
My neighbors are all very interested.
I do that underneath the CarGurus headquarters building when I hit the tunnel.
Yeah,
definitely.
You gotta.
So what was the sticker on your Dodge?
$70,175. Yeah, so
that's up there.
It was a lot, and
spicy meatball.
Yeah.
But what's the 5N? Like 60? Mid-60s, I think?
Yeah, like 66.
Whoever.
Relatively in the ballpark.
Oh, it was me. I was going to say, whoever had it didn't put the price in the spreadsheet. That was me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so in the final minutes of the episode, we're going to introduce, maybe not the best place to introduce something, but we have a we didn't want people
emailing
too many.
Anyways.
This is for the real ones. We have an email address, editor@cargurus.com. If you have questions or comments you can also leave a comment on the YouTube or on the Spotify video. So, you can get in touch with us many ways, but there are a couple questions that we seem to get pretty often.
Yeah.
That we've actually kind of hit on some of these already. How are you getting cars every week? We kind of hit on that. We don't need to go into that. The other one we kind of already talked about is why do we always test the most expensive trim? Dave, you kind of mentioned.
Yeah, it's not our choice.
It's not up to
us.
us.
What the automakers make available, and it's usually because there are features that they want to expose us to, and they kind of want to butter us up. They want put the best foot forward for that car.
But sometimes it's not the most expensive, it's the new one.
Sure.
Sometimes they introduce a new trim.
Here's new off-roady.
Yes. But here's a question for you guys in the Boston fleet. Do you have the option sometimes of a mid-grade trim? Because in LA, the LA fleet is big enough that sometimes they will have multiple trims of the same vehicle, and you can say, hey, I actually don't want this crazy version. I want like the mainstream volume seller, and often they can accommodate that.
We generally don't have more than one or two versions of any given car. I feel like every once in a while, an automaker, how's that coffee, Elliot?
Yeah.
I feel like
I didn't realize I was at the bottom.
Yeah. Every once in a while, an automaker will put like a mid-level trim in. And I feel like the next car is always the top trim. It's like they learn from the mistake. And it is frustrating because I think, good reviewers, they want to drive the mid-level, and they're still doing the research to see what's available.
Especially if there's like a powertrain difference. Like if the high-end trim has this like engine that most people are not going to be buying, you want to make sure you get in the one that people are going to get. Because you're like, oh, cool, it's a 400 horsepower V6. When they're like, well, everyone's going to be having the 180 horsepower
like Genesis, I've never driven the base model engine on Genesis. It's always that 3.5T.
Right. Even when it was a new engine.
Mazda's always like
they introduced the
turbo.
The turbo, right.
Cool. So that's kind of that deal. Something I do want to hear from all of you, or one of you that wants to take it. If you criticize a car, will the automaker stop sending you cars? That is a question. It's a
fair question.
They're paid for this review. That kind of thing is like prevalent in not just cars, but
we're not paid for the review.
No, of course
unequivocally no. Here's what I will say, and for background, before I came to Autolist and CarGurus in 2017, I was at Automotive News, and before that, I was reviewing cars at the LA Times. Been doing this a long time. What I have learned,
a very long
time. Some of you weren't even born, and I have been highly critical.
Yeah.
I bet you there are people out there who say too critical of cars for a long time. As long as you are fair in what you are saying, usually automakers are okay with it. As long as you can be like, I didn't just make this up. This, like, talk to the issue, explain the reason you don't like the thing that you don't like, put it into context, and it's fair. Most automakers are like, okay, in their quieter off the record moments, I've had plenty of PR people be like, yeah, all right, you're right.
Yeah.
And I think everyone at this table, we are all very good at being fair. And I think that's what makes you a professional, is like, you don't just wake up and be like, I don't like that for no reason, and then walk away. Because that's what will make automakers mad. There are a few, I'm not going to name. There are a few automakers who are a little more sensitive to criticism, or the PR people get a little more sensitive than others. Okay. And you're like, you kind of have to pull them aside and be like, can you knock it out? Like, why are you getting hurt? Let me explain this. Like, this isn't personal, but I'm not wrong. I'm not the only one saying this. So, but like, they don't withhold cars. They know it's sort of, it's part of the game. It is, these cars come out of their marketing budget. It is to get exposure for these vehicles. And there are going to be times where, for whatever reason, there's a feature or an element that not everyone's going to like. Yep. Just part of the game.
That's a fantastic answer. Matt, do you have any other thoughts, Natalie?
I always think of the longevity in the industry is tied to relationships. And like a big part of the criticism, to Dave, to your point, is like, you have to be fair and you have to be able to justify your criticism. And assuming you've built like really strong relationships with the people who are dropping those cars in your driveway to review, they'll hear you and they'll understand. I think where things get iffy, not necessarily for like the consumer of the video who is getting unfiltered truth, but where the automaker gets upset is when you haven't invested in the relationship and you haven't shown them that like it's a thoughtful criticism, that you're showing your context, your reasoning for it, and then they say, "Who is this guy?" So it's like,
you got to build up a reputation.
You don't walk up to your stranger and say, "Those pants look terrible on you," But if I put on terrible looking pants,
and like Karl Lagerfeld,
you guys can look at me and say, Matt,
if Ralph Lauren walks up to you and is like, I don't like those pants, he's got some context for saying that,
right?
Yeah. Like, oh, okay. Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect. Those are fantastic answers. I have one more question that I think is worth a brief discussion. When doing comparisons, why don't you always do apples to apples, trim to trim comparisons? Kind of the same answer as the
sometimes it's just hard to get apples to apples.
Yeah.
Like, we have one Ford Expedition in our fleet right now. It's the Tremor.
Okay.
We have one Ford Explorer. It's in our fleet right now. It's the ST. We know that shoppers who are looking at the Expedition might be better suited with an Explorer, or shoppers who want an Explorer actually need the towing capability of an Expedition. So we want to put together a comparison video for our channel that kind of demos the two different cars and which one is right for which shopper. The professionalism of our team is tied up in their ability to say, well, this is the Tremor and this is what it can do, but they also sell it in these trims. And this one is the ST and this is what it can do, but they also sell it in these trims. And almost like here are the physical vehicles that we have to show you, and we're going to do our very best to give you an accurate comparison. Even though we don't have, like, it would have been better to have done an Expedition Tremor versus the Expedition Explorer, or the Expedition Tremor versus the Explorer Tremor. But the Explorer Tremor doesn't come out until next year.
Yeah, right. And there's a lot of times the commenter will be like, "Well, you should have done this." It's like, we know.
Yeah, we know. We don't have the control.
Would have been nice.
If someone is a viewer or a buyer, their comparison and what they are comparing one vehicle to another may not be what another viewer is comparing, right? Like sometimes you're comparing interest segments, right? A lot of CRV versus a RAV4, but sometimes you're comparing, a CRV to a Honda Pilot because you're like, all right, I'm on board with a Honda.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's,
We'll sometimes do price comparisons, like a top trim, fully decked out CRV versus a base
Pilot.
Pilot.
People shop in different ways.
And there's still insight to be gleaned from that thought exercise too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and Matt did a really good one,
Watching us go
CX-5
through it.
versus CX-30, I think it was.
Yeah.
Comparing kind of similar priced versions of those different segments.
Yep.
So, okay. Excellent. So if you have any other questions along those lines or whatever. Editor
any
at CarGurus.
Any question.
Or if you recognize Matt on the T on the subway, just walk up to him.
To bring it back, say hi.
Yeah, say hi.
Let me know what department you work in at CarGurus.
Our egos need stoking. So all right. So like I said, or like Matt said, next week we have coverage on the 2 new Subarus. So make sure you come back for those cars because it's going to be a good one.
CarGurus.com/research.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Dave. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.